guess where we're at? Guess where we are? We are at work. And I know that I said that on Thursdays and Fridays I was going to start reading the Bible, which I did. I actually did. But I started doing it on my other platform. All right. So this go round, I'm going to do my best at having both of my phones up and running. All right. So before I left the house tonight, I put my other phone, on the charger, and once I get back from this work shift, I'm gonna set the phone up and I'm gonna make sure that it's able to do what I need to do, which is go live while I read the Bible. All right. Well, I'll catch you guys up. I'll go ahead and I'll catch y'all up from what I've been reading in the Bible so far. So we start reading the Bible every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Friday night 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Alright, so I started that up, and so far we learned how the earth was created. We know about God creating Adam and putting Adam in the Garden of Eden to maintain the Garden of Eden. We know that God gave Adam authority to name all of the creatures that he created, to give everything a name. We know that once Adam finished naming everything in the Garden of Eden, once he finished naming everything, that God seen that there wasn't a like kind of him. So that's when he took the rib out of Adam, sewed him up, and went off and made Eve for him. However, we also know that Eve did not get her name. And somebody fact check me and correct me if I'm wrong. But Eve didn't get her name until after it was basically kicked out of the Garden of Eden. Somebody just fact check me. What's up, Egyptian Venom? How you doing? Thank you for joining my live. I said that I don't know if you're a subscriber, but make sure you subscribe. Coming this Thursday, I'm going to start reading this Bible. And we're starting from the beginning. We're not going to, you know how you go to church and the pastor be preaching from somewhere in the Bible, a middle. You know what I'm saying? What up, Blake? What's good? I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm motivated. I'm empowered. Ever since I started reading this Bible, I've been empowered, yo. You know why? Because the things of this world will hold you down, not just physically, but emotionally. It will hold you down. Mentally, it will literally hold you down. Thinking about a misunderstanding with somebody and how they have a lack of perception or a lack of understanding, or they don't know the order of things and stuff like that. Like, that stuff will hold you down. You know what I'm saying? But I feel very empowered. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot of stuff that's out of my control. It's a lot of stuff that's out of your control. And when you start to worry about the things that's out of your control, that's what really holds you down mentally. Because you're always in the background trying to process a solution for it. You know what I'm saying? And it's out of your control. If you can find a solution, it's pretty much out of your reach. You know what I'm saying? I'll always be doing good, my friend. I'm trying to do my best. And I'm always trying to help other people. It's not no gimmick to get a whole bunch of subscribers and stuff. No, I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to bring people peace. You know what I'm saying? And you might think you got peace, but you don't really got peace. You really don't have peace. You know what I'm saying? If like you on eggshells around somebody, when you gotta water yourself down for somebody, that ain't you being at peace. That's you dimming your light. At peace is when you don't have to dim your light. You don't have to dim your light at all. And you're around people that brightens your light. You know what I'm saying? That, let me know. I don't know. I'm going to ask Trail. You know? I don't know. I think Trail know about that. I'm going to ask Trail. I trust his decision. Or I trust Egyptian's decision. I'm gonna call, hey Egyptian, hey look, I got a problem, and I just want to know if you can help me with this. You probably been through it, maybe not, or maybe you can point me in a direction or whatever. You know what I'm saying? People that do that, like man, I appreciate your opinion, I value your words. That's why I'm calling you. You know what I'm saying? Some people call you to vent on you, and they dump all that mess on you, and you're stuck with all of that. And a lot of times, it do be people that's in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And so you got to really tear yourself away from them people. Like, if you're trying to tell them that they're wrong, if you're trying to tell them that they're wrong, like for example, they told on somebody and got a promotion. You know what I'm saying? But it's another type of tell on somebody, though. You know what I'm saying? If that other person was doing wrong, I bet, you know what I'm saying, they wrong in the first place, they're gonna get told on. That's just how it goes. You gotta bring evil down. But to sit here and like try to oppress somebody just to get a promotion, now that's you know what I'm saying, that's wrong. And if somebody coming at you like that, you know what I'm saying, you gotta stay away from them, because if they're willing to throw somebody under the bus like that, they'll throw you under the bus. You know what I'm saying? So just think about it. When you're dealing with people that be doing wrong, you know what I'm saying, you're not really at peace. You know what I'm saying? You might can be like, yeah, well, that's them, that ain't me. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? But as long as they're only around you because you condone it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm here to help people. I'm here to bring people peace. And I'm here to bring people a solution, you know what I'm saying, to the peace, a way to the peace. You know what I mean? Because I'm doing what I wanted somebody to do for me. And I'm not asking for your money. I don't want your money. I don't want your money. I don't want your money. Offerings are good. Yeah, offerings are good. But come on now, like you got like those pastors and stuff be taking up tithes and offerings. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? If I put $20 in this pan, if I put $20 in this pan, you pass a collection plate around like that $20 was only meant for offering. No. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like that at all, yo. I'm here to help. How y'all day going? I want y'all to tell me how your day going. How'd your day go today? What happened today? Did something happen that it caught you off guard today? Did you have a misunderstanding with somebody and it got blown out of proportion? Are you going to work and there's somebody that's just out to get you? You can feel that energy every time they come around. It's like it has this drainage on you, because you know they own some BS, because you know what they're trying to do. How about a family member that's just trying to befriend you to ask you for some money? Like, have you ever had somebody call you and talk to you for like 15 minutes straight, and then literally at the end of the conversation, y'all about to hang up, they ask you for some money? Them not knowing that make you feel like that's the reason why they called, was to ask you for some money, and they just supplied you with a service. You know what I'm saying? Like they a chat line or something. Now they're asking you for $20. You know what I'm saying? For a 15-minute phone call. Like they on the chat line, like they're part of the chat line. I'm looking around because I'm at work and I have to tape off my parts before I gel them. It's just like painting. You know what I mean? It's just like painting, and you got to take this stuff off. It's a pretty heavy night tonight. 2, 4, 6. Hold on, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 12, 14, 16. I have 17 parts to gel coat tonight, and they're about medium to small. Two of them I have to touch up, and that takes 6 of them I have to touch up with a brush, and that takes about 35 minutes. You know what I mean? Time management is everything here. And I always say that. Time management is everything. You know, like I said, honestly, and thank you for the likes, guys. I definitely appreciate it. Any like is always making history. That's 4 likes. You know, I don't even know if I ever had 4 likes before, but I definitely appreciate it wholeheartedly. So like honestly, it takes me about in totality, it'll take me about 3 hours out of 10 hours to complete my job. You know what I'm saying? Then I got all that time to play with, and so I try to find something to do. Yesterday, we used cardboard as floor. As you can see, the floor, that's not like the floor that came with the warehouse. It's actually cardboard because of the fiberglassing. Like this overhead gun, this is fiberglass string, right? And it's fed all the way through a gun. And the parts that I gel coat, first shift comes in and they coat these parts with the fiberglass. I'm going to show you. They coat it with the fiberglass. All right. So here it is right here. They coat it with the fiberglass, and it says "Do not pull" right here. So we're not necessarily gonna pull it up. We're not gonna pull it up or anything like that. So all these parts that you see, the red and green, I have to gel coat those. I have to gel coat them, and they turn into parts that go on the boat. Okay, they go on these luxury yachts that they create. All right. The job itself, the gel coating, it's very tedious because I have my own paint station. As you can, I'm gonna see if you can see it. You see those little boxes? Right. Wait, hold on. Right there. Them are gel coat stations. Right. And if I zoom in, you'll see my name on mine. I put my name on mine. I put Trail up there. But we have to maintain those. And like I said, it's a tedious job because if you don't spray enough, then when they go to pull it, which I'm gonna show you what it looks like after they pull it, it's gonna be hard for them to fiberglass, and they're gonna have to patch it up with caulking or seal it and stuff like that. So this kind of oh, here it is. So this kind of how it looks like after I gel coat it. All right. This is kind of how it looks. And I have to do these tonight too as well. I have to do those. So we have a pretty heavy night tonight, but I'm fine with it. I'm cool with it. God has brought me far. I remember back in December, I lost my job back in December, right before Christmas. My kids didn't really have a decent Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even have a decent Christmas. You feel me? And it sucked. You know? Because for some reason, I have this vision of family, and I was programmed that family sticks together. I was programmed that as a family, you operate as a family, and I'm not talking about a household. I'm talking about family. Grande familia, a big family, and everybody is meeting up at somebody's house or grandma's house or whatever. Grandma being the root because she's the root of everything. She's the root, you know what I'm saying, of I always remember Allah is with me, my friend. True. So like I just have this vision that's how family do. Family stick together, you know. Birthdays, family throw a big birthday party for whoever. That's just the vision that I had. I never had this broken up lifestyle vision. I didn't grow up in the trenches, as they would say. I mean, I grew up in the hood, but not the trenches to where. Like I just can't believe, you know what I'm saying, that this is just how it turned out to be. So I'm trying to make the best out of it. So, but they didn't really have a good Christmas, you know what I'm saying. And then I didn't get a job from December all the way to the end of April. I was unemployed, you know what I'm saying. But I just kept praying, and then I was going to church. I mean. Like, I really just kind of been through the works. And so I'm here now. I'm working now. I enjoy my job. It's right along the lines of what I know, knowledge that I know. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to my stepdad, you know, he kind of put boats around us. So I do have knowledge of a boat. And you know me, I'm very intelligent, and I'm always like I got 2 years marketing, and so right now I'm trying to implement some type of inboard. If you know anything about boats, you know that you got the outboard and the inboard. The inboard is with the boats that got the motors inside of them, the big motors that are inside of them, and the outboards are just the boats that have motors on the outside of the boat. You know what I'm saying? Which typically that's what you see. So I'm trying to really work with the marketing team and the designer team, and I'm trying to help them implement an inboard engine for an inboard model. You know what I mean? And I kind of took them by surprise when I actually met with them and extended out. And you can meet people. You got to send out emails, and you got to know who to talk to. You know what I'm saying? And so, at least at this job, my voice is heard. You know, and they're willing to give me a chance. You know, I don't want to be stuck in a warehouse making $15, $17, $18 an hour for the rest of my life, you know, and then retire, and then I'm sitting here all grayed out in the place that my folks was born and was struggling at, you know, and ain't nothing different about me going on, you know what I'm saying? No, I want to be different. I want to venture out, and I want to see what's out there. I want to experience what's out there in the world. Like, I want to experience being in a nice neighborhood that's affordable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to experience being in a neighborhood where the squirrels come up to you. You know what I'm saying? Or the birds come up to you. You know what I mean? Right now, I do have a bird that'll come up to me right now. He's navy blue. You know, he's a navy blue bird. Really like, even though my shirt may look navy blue, this is black, but he's a navy blue bird, and he does come up to me. And I got a video of him too. You know what I'm saying? I think I done pretty much I'm real funny about my tape, because what First Shift would do sometimes, especially on these right here, instead of them taping all the way across, they'll slice it in half. They'll tape from right here to right here, and then go ahead and tape it another piece. So, and me not knowing, when I gel coat and I go to peeling this tape off, the second one will fall, and it'll fall onto the gel coat, and it'll mess up the gel coat. And so that's why I just come behind First Shift, and I tape it up the way that I need it taped up. You know what I mean? Did I say something to him about it? No, because it is what it is. You know, I'm not trying to control what's going on First Shift, but I can control what's going on my shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes. For real, I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. Y'all make sure y'all check that TikTok out too. It's The Real Martrell Lane. All right, MARTRELLANE. I'll be up there, okay? But this coming Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm in North Carolina. See what your time zone is compared to North Carolina. I'm gonna start reading the Bible. I've already started last week. So I'm starting for YouTube this week, and I'm just gonna catch you guys up. So I'm gonna go ahead and catch you guys up, like not word for word, but just bits and pieces of it. You know, we stopped at when once God had basically decided to flood the earth. Lamech, which is Adam's son. Lamech had a son named Noah. And Lamech knew Noah was different. He knew Noah was different. You know, and so what happened was, at that point, God had decided that because how humankind, everything that they did was evil. Everything they thought was evil. To the point, God, he regretted creating the earth. He regretted creating humankind. So he's at the point where he's going to flood the earth, and he's getting ready to make a covenant with Noah. So that's where we stopped at, all right? Adam lived to be 912 years old, okay? I'm not really sure how old Eve lived. I don't think that the Bible stipulated how long she lived, but in the Bible, the Bible at the point where we was at, it's not talking about the females. You know what I'm saying? However, what it did say is that when Eve was talking to the serpent, and the serpent had told her basically that if she eat from the tree, she will become like God, and she will know good and evil and all that stuff. When her and Adam walked to that tree, and she ate the fruit, and then she handed it to Adam. When God found out, and Adam told him what happened, God cursed the ground for that, and the ground, and he also cursed Adam for obeying Eve. He cursed him for obeying Eve because he told Adam not to eat from the tree. You know what I'm saying? So he cursed Adam to toil the soil. He cursed the ground. He cursed Eve with the child labor pains. I don't know if you guys know this already, but I'm telling you because somebody don't know this. You know what I'm saying? Somebody wants to know this. Somebody needs to know the truth, right? So after that, after he found out what they had did, of course, he accepted them, and like a father would do. And people try to argue that God knew that the serpent was gonna talk to Eve and stuff like that. Me personally, I don't think God knew that was gonna happen. However, by him being the father, you know what I'm saying, I felt that he would recognize if they had did it or not. What's up, Keys Jones? I felt like God would, and any father knows this. They'll know, like a father knows, right? And so, like, so when God walked through the Garden of Eden looking for him, they was hiding or whatever. And then once Adam said that they'll be naked, they was naked. God figured, like he was like, oh, hold on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure he weighed out the options or whatever, but God noticed a pattern was disrupted. The pattern that he created was disrupted because God created the pattern of good and not knowing. You know what I'm saying? That's the pattern that God created. Our purpose, period, point blank, period, from the jump was to only know good. That's why he created humankind. Not only to, yes, like maintain the Garden of Eden and be fruitful, yes, but also to just only know good. That was it. That's what he wanted us to do. That's kind of like, all right, so when the serpent basically did what he did with Eve, when we ate from the tree and stuff like that, it took away our immortality. And yes, it did make us like God. Now we know good, now we know evil. We can build, we can create, we can destroy, we can do all of that. You know what I'm saying? But before we ate from that tree, we couldn't do none of that. We didn't know nothing about it. We didn't know nothing about it. We didn't know nothing about deceit. We didn't know nothing about evil. We didn't know nothing about harm. We didn't know nothing about none of that. But once we disobeyed God, that's when we found out. All right? So now he's upset. He's upset right now in the Bible. What we're reading in Genesis, he's upset. And Noah is basically, he's going to use Noah to save portions of creations that he created before he flooded the earth that he wants to keep. All right. So when I go home tonight, in the morning, when I go home in the morning, I'm going to check on my other phone and make sure that it's charged, and I'm going to make sure that I can use it. So when I go live to read the Bible on Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be able to go live on my YouTube from that phone and be on my TikTok on this phone. You know what I'm saying? And that way, everybody can kind of be getting educated at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And even if, let's say you pop in there, let's say you pop in, you know what I'm saying, and you don't stay for long, which I only read about 3 pages at a time. I don't sit there and just keep reading and keep reading and keep reading. No, it's not like we're going to be at church. It's nothing really like that. You know what I'm saying? It's more so like, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to read these 3 pages and I'm going to explain to you what's going on. And I'm also going to try to basically relate it to what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Because mind you, Adam and Eve got kicked out of Garden of Eden. So we are still kicked out of Garden of Eden. A lot of people didn't forgot that. They just kind of living, you know, but really we didn't got kicked out of Garden of Eden. So a lot of stuff is going on outside of Garden of Eden. All right, boom. But a lot of people don't understand too that God is the root creator of all of this. You know what I'm saying? And people be looking for giants and stuff like that. And over time, what do you think is gonna happen? Like evolution. So when the giants was there, things were small. Yes, things were small, but because of evolution, those giants was getting smart and they was building and making things of size, making things to size. Come on now. So things might look small to us or whatever, but I feel like we the giants. It's just over time, everything has been built to size. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it gets no bigger than us. Nothing gets bigger than us. You know what I'm saying? Unless they got a thyroid problem or something like that. I mean, not trying to be funny about people who have thyroid issues, but I'm just saying. I haven't seen nobody big or way bigger than me and they don't have a thyroid problem or some type of health problem. What's up, Rob? What's good, bro? Wait, not bro. Hold on. I want to get this right. Oh, your female Rob got a heart. I mean a rose. What's going on? Thank you for joining my live. I appreciate you for joining my live. I'm supposed to have my safety glasses on. I don't know what happened to my safety glasses. But typically I wear safety glasses because I'm dealing with fiberglass. But so I'm just catching y'all up because like I said, Thursday nights 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in North Carolina, so you need to check how the time kind of correlates with your time. I'm gonna read the Bible. I've already started on my TikTok, and I've only read about 8 pages, maybe at the most. I'll read 3 pages at a time. I don't sit here and try to have church. It's nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? It is fellowship though, because people are gathering just to hear a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm doing. And I'm also trying to clarify what's going on now. So things that's happening right now in 2025, right now in this moment, you're not blindsided by it. You knew that it was coming, and it tells you in the Bible. That's why you're supposed to read the Bible, because it's basic instructions before leaving Earth. And given how everything going, pretty much from my understanding and my research, we're on the brink of a World War III. You know what I'm saying? And Putin, and I'm gonna tell you something that people, I said this, right? All them meetings that Trump was having with Putin, we was noticing, right? Now, how come he had all these meetings and then next thing you know, he trying to place troops and stuff in Washington? And then now he trying to place troops, he trying to strategically place troops now. So I already knew something was up. How you gonna meet with a dictator, somebody who's savage, and Putin was coming over here, and Putin was literally scoping stuff out. Come on, man, nobody's stupid. You ain't never had no enemy before? That's what enemies do. They allow you to be friendly with them. They allow you to be as friendly as you want with them. But and he allowed for the enemy to become behind the lines. And Putin scoped it out. You think they had an eye on Russia while Putin was here? No, Putin was here. The person that they had an eye on was in front of them. They took their eyes off Russia. So, I could have did that myself. Like, if I ain't like nobody, I'm just gonna peep it out, I'm gonna scope it out. You know? But that's savage people. That's narcissists. That's a narcissist for you. They befriend you. So we're on the brink of World War III. That's why it's best, like, you need to read the Bible. And it's so much stuff out here to discredit the Bible, y'all. It's disgusting. There's so much stuff to deter you from the Bible. And all of this is a distraction. Everything in the world is a distraction. Alright? But it's good to find somebody that's reading this Bible that can put you on game to what's going on. And thank you for engaging, Rob. I appreciate you wholeheartedly. Tell me how your day was going. You know what I'm saying? We need to know what's going on, because our kids don't know what's going on. They don't know. They can be at school and blue, 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 and they gonna panic. And what you think gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something. Let my kids be at school and something start going on. Man, as soon as they sound that alarm, I'm already at the kids' school. What you mean? I'm already there. I'm already there. I got everything we need. Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? I homeschool my children. That's good because what they're doing, they're teaching our kids the stuff that goes against our God-given values, and that's just true facts. They're teaching our kids what's going against our God-given values. I'm gonna take a break. I didn't already take my stuff up. I blew my stuff off. My partner just got back here. He's about to take care of his stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't here when I was taking care of my stuff, so he's not gonna need my help. He's not gonna need my help. You know what I mean? I blew some of his stuff off for him too. Hold on for 1 second, y'all. This is the stuff that I jumped over. All right, I'm back. But yeah, so it's best to find somebody that's doing what I'm doing. I'm sitting here and I'm reading the Bible. I'm bringing it to you. And it's an international Bible. It's not hard to read at all. I'm not gonna be reading big words and stuff like that. Like you know, I'm not gonna be reading those big words. I'm not gonna be talking like it's like Victorian type times or biblical times. I'm not gonna be talking like that. This is just straight up reading what's going on and understanding what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's gonna be happening. So make sure that you subscribe, set your notifications to where you get my notification when I go live Thursday night at 9 p.m. Um, and I do it 2 days in a row. Saturday is kind of like the Sabbath, you know what I'm saying? And so in which I don't like. I didn't necessarily not read the Bible because of the Sabbath, but it just so happened to be Saturday that I won't read the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like not online anyway. You know, if I choose to, it'll probably be in my personal confines. But other than that, like I wouldn't go online to do it. You know, so I think Thursday and Friday is good enough. You know, if I can get folks to have enough to generate enough self discipline to watch me read the Bible and watch me read 3 pages Thursday and 3 pages Friday, I think that's good enough. I think I'm kind of pushing it when I'm asking them to join me on a Saturday and read. You know, I think that's kind of pushing it. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely being very considerate of everybody's time, and that's why I chose at night because I want you. Once we pray, I pray before I open the Bible, and then I pray after I close the Bible. And I want you to go to bed, and I want you to go to bed knowing that you're doing something positive, that you out of everything that's going on in the world, you're finding out the truth. Straight like that. And it's gonna feel good. It's gonna empower you. And you're gonna wake up knowing, think about the last thing you did last night when I read the Bible. Do you know how good that feel? Do you know how good that feel to wake up the next day knowing that you read the Bible the night before you went to bed? That feels great. And let me tell you something. One thing I learned about reading the Bible is that the more you read, the more interesting it gets. It's very intriguing. You know what I'm saying? It pulls you in. It pulls you in. And you'll start laughing. Like I was laughing when I first started reading it. I started laughing because the Adam and Eve, like it was just funny to me how, you know, Adam was like, we're naked. You know what I'm saying? They got like naked. What? Like it was just funny to me. You know what I mean? But that's a father for you. You know, God is he's like he's a father. You know what I mean? And so it's just kind of funny. It's humorous, you know, not laughing at their pain, but it's just what went down. You know, we know that Adam and Eve conceived Cain and Abel, and Cain unalived Abel. And when God came around looking for Cain and Abel, you know, God asked Cain where was Abel. But the reason why, because he told him that the ground was crying out because of Abel's spilled blood. You know, so God punished Cain to wander the earth. You know, and Cain was afraid that somebody would hurt him and harm him, but he also made it to where nobody would hurt and harm him. And guess what you learn? Time goes on. Cain went on and he had his own set of kids. You know what I'm saying? So, um, what if Abel lived? What if Cain didn't kill Abel? What do you think would happen? What's up, Reezy guys? My girlfriend just broke up with me. Man, listen, let me tell you something. You gotta notice what you just said. You said girlfriend. All right, you either got a wife or a girlfriend. It's only them two types of women. And if you got a girlfriend, she has a girlfriend mentality. All right, but when you got a wife not gonna break up with you. You know what I'm saying? A wife not gonna break up with you. A wife not gonna disrespect you. A wife is not gonna lie to you unless she's trying to surprise you. All right, that's true fast. That's just true fast. You got a wife or a husband, they not gonna break up with you. Them folks is they in love with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay, like people make mistakes. I get it. People make mistakes, but people don't make mistakes and land in a bed with somebody else. That's not a mistake. That's a demon that they're fighting within themselves. You know what I'm saying? Because they're unsatisfied and maybe they don't know how to tell you. You know what I'm saying? That they're unsatisfied. And a lot of times you can tell satisfied people from unsatisfied people because satisfied people won't really ask for much. You know what I'm saying? They don't really ask for much. But an unsatisfied person will ask for everything, everything, and then get mad at you because you can't give them everything. You know, and it be childhood trauma. It be childhood trauma. What's up, Jada? Thank you for coming to my live. You are becoming very consistent with coming into my live, and you need to keep that up. All right, you need to keep that up. All right, because God is real. All right, and I'm allowing Him to use me. All right, and out of everybody in here, you know. But yeah, so your shorty, man, she ain't trying to break your heart up, stuff like that. But girlfriends just don't break up with your boyfriend. I mean, husbands and wives don't break up. You know, they don't do that. They're not gonna hurt you. They're not supposed to in a way. They're for the streets. You know what I'm saying? She'll be back in a way. That's how it go. That's what them girlfriends do. They leave and they come back. They leave and they come back. But them wives though, if you make them leave, they ain't coming back. If you make them leave, they ain't coming back. A wise woman builds her house upon a rock, but a foolish woman builds her house upon sand. Ooh, look at Ra. Look at Ra. Let's go, Ra. Let's go, Ra. I'm trying to pin that. I'm trying to pin that. Look at Ra. Ra coming in with the motivation, with the wisdom. Let's go. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. And there's women out here that's literally willing to tear down what they built in sand and think it's something. You know what I'm saying? Like think it's something. You know, I'm gonna give you an example of a woman building something in sand. Like, all right, because number one, the stuff is you're not equally yoked. All right, you're not equally yoked. You know, because if that man allow you, what man will allow a woman to build something in sand? Symbolically, you know. Oh, we going to the club and we drinking and smoking and stuff like that. That's just headed for disaster. That's a disaster waiting to happen because there's so many lines of excuses that this narcissist is has cocked back, got it cocked back like you cock a firearm back, like got it cocked back and loaded to use and expect for you to accept. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's building stuff in sand. You know what I'm saying? Versus building something on strong values. Okay, listen, I read the Bible, so I'm not really with the drinking and the smoking, you know what I'm saying? Now I have a glass of wine with you, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not really like sitting here trying to, drink to get drunk, and I'm not trying to go out and party and stuff like that. I'm kind of satisfied with you and what we can do together type of deal. Like, like strong values, doing things to stay together. You know what I'm saying? To promote togetherness. You know what I'm saying? Like let's go to your mom's house and just go sit with your mom and talk with your mom for a while or something like that type of stuff. Just grown people stuff. You feel me? But yeah, man, it don't feel good though. It don't feel good to like be left. You know, like it don't feel good for somebody to kind of just push you to the side and you know you got good intentions and they're not willing to wait for you to like get in the position you're trying to get in. And 9 times out of 10 to be financially. You know what I'm saying? It don't necessarily be mature wise. It just be financially. You know what I mean? And as a man, like these women, they want a man who has this big house and got this nice car and have a nice job. And it's okay for that to be a preference, but you got to come to reality though. Look at your demographics. What are the chances of you meeting this guy who don't have kids, who has a nice car, has a really big house, and isn't married? You know what I'm saying? And has a good job. What are your chances of that happening? Oh, well, I'm going to wait until it does happen. Okay, you can wait, but that doesn't mean to be upset with the men that, while you're waiting, the men that you are attracting. What do you say for two people? What do you mean, Ta? What do you mean, Ta? And thank you for the lights, guys. We at 6. That's history. Let's go. We're making history. Not all women love. I think all women do love. I just don't think all women be in love. And that be the major thing is that and it's a fear of a man to be with a woman that is not in love because clearly you can tell when a man's in love. You know what I'm saying? Just like you can tell when a woman is in love. You feel me? But it's like it's hard to really, in my opinion, it's hard to find a woman that is in love with you. You know what I'm saying? It's a fear. You know what I mean? Like I can love, I can love, but I learned that, especially now, that you don't get but so many chances at being in love. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be with somebody, and the things that they do make you feel good, you know, and they do things for you, and that kind of creates a bond, you know. But if you're not the type of person to fall in love with somebody based off of like them doing things for you, then you can just love them because they're a good people, genuinely good people, you know. But you're not gonna fall in love with them. If you fall in love with somebody because of the things that they do for you, then I think you should really like reevaluate yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's about being equally yoked. You know, the TV's really loud. For real, I'd have been through it, and I've only been in love with like two, like real talk, two women, like two women, almost three, but sometimes it don't take long for people to really show their true colors. You know what I'm saying? And you find out that they was one way because they was trying to get you. They was trying to pull you. But after their curiosity is satisfied, then it started to calm down. You know what I'm saying? So I would say almost three, but for sure two women. Two women. And I've experienced hurt from both sides. And it hurt. It hurt like HELL. It hurt. And I was hurt for a very long time. Very, very long time. Years. You know what I'm saying? And after this second one, like having trying to fight for somebody back it's just it hurts even more. You know what I'm saying? And so now with me for now, it's like I kind of wonder. I think like I'm damaged when it comes to being in love and stuff like that. Like I just think that I'm so damaged that I'm still stuck on one person. That's how damaged it is. You know what I'm saying? That probably would never even happen again. You feel me? Said, I am Iranian. I don't really understand what you are saying just because I am the only example. Ross says, it's not hard. Ask God to give you what He has ordained for you. Have an objective eye. Trust the process and walk with faith. Stay prayerful. You right, Ra. You exactly right. Don't speak that into existence. Ra, it's more a conclusion, but let me tell you, I've man, it is so powerful to have a one-on-one with God and say, God, I accept everything that you have in store for me. I accept everything that I'm supposed to have that's in your will. You know, that is something powerful to say. You know, and I've said that. I definitely have. I definitely have. But at one point, I lost my way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not afraid to admit that. I'll take accountability for it. You'll see on on my YouTube that I was reading the Bible pretty much like every day. You know what I mean? Every day. And so, I kind of got wrapped up in a couple worldly things that I wasn't trying to get wrapped up in. I was just trying to save somebody. And people have demons, and them demons, their demons will latch on to you. You know what I mean? Taha, I apologize for not being able to speak Iranian. All I can say is Kaifa Luka Ayon. You know what I'm saying? Izmi Motrel. Motrel is how you pronounce my name. Motrel. Izmi Motrel. I was studying Arabic, and I was studying that when I was like married to my kids' mom. I started studying that because I made it up in my mind that I was gonna. I knew that I seen how times was going, and that was back when Hispanics and Arabs was really coming into America and stuff like that. And I knew, and I was starting to see them open up businesses and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I already know that I'm gonna end up doing business with these people. They look like they're gonna be second and third in the business race. So I need to know my languages. Said, I am Iranian. I don't really understand what you are saying just because I am the only. I don't know what that means. I've been hurt as well. Pain builds structure and wisdom. Learn the lesson in it. You right, Ra. You exactly right, Ra. It does. Abandonment does too, because you not only do you feel betrayed, not only do you know what I'm saying, you are hurting, but you feel abandoned. You know what I mean? And then you start to self-reflect, and you start to realize, like, yo, like I'm really out here, but like, just for me, it's just like, you know, I got to do something else other than wait on somebody to notice my value. Waiting on somebody to love me. You know what I'm saying? That's when God steps in. I love it. Yes, He does. He definitely steps in. And I learned that it was time. I was on my TikTok. On my YouTube. I think it was this year. I was on live. I was weeping, yo, because it's like God was like making me feel how He felt overall after looking at everything. And I could not stop, yo. I could not stop. I could not stop. You know what I'm saying? It just kept coming. It just kept coming. It just kept coming. And I could not stop it, yo. And that's the only thing that was coming to my mind, is that God was disappointed. You know what I'm saying? He was disappointed. And the feeling was so overwhelming that it was, I had sometimes, it's like I couldn't, I start trying to get off like this, but no, it was for people to see. It was for people to see. It was for me to show people, for God to use me and to be an example. You know what I'm saying? And only the real ones would see it, and the real ones would know. And that's just how it goes. When you're chosen, you know. You know that you plugged in with God. You know that He's unsatisfied. You know that, you know what I'm saying, He's upset. You know. And you know that he has a plan, because He's the Father. You know that he's going to do something about it. You know that. You know it's going to catch up one day. So, I keep forgetting to come to YouTube. You guys are my YouTube family. You know, y'all was here first before TikTok. But I be on TikTok a lot. I put my content on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, but that's why I tell people. I try to tell my YouTubers to go to TikTok too and add me on TikTok. Let me know that you're from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And that way I know that you're actually coming over there. But I'm gonna start. I'm really starting to incorporate going live with two phones. So I got one phone charging right now at home, and then I have this one right here. I think it's storming really bad. I'm not really sure. But God has a way of breaking us down and placing us at His feet. It's a yes, girl. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. What happened? And this is what I did. Stuff got so overwhelming one time. Recently, one time, I got on the floor, on the ground, on the floor, and I got as low as I could get to where, if you were standing in front of me, my lips was lower than your toenails. My lips was closer to the ground than your toenails. That's how low I got to submit to God and to show Him that I'm not bigger than Him. That, you know, like, that I could submit to Him. That that I value Him because He's the reason why I'm here. If it wasn't for Him, I wouldn't be here. And so for that, He deserves praise and He deserves my submission and my acknowledgement. He deserves for me to tell people about Him. Like, and it's something the Spirit kept, I'm going to say the Spirit, it kept getting to me. I'm laying in the bed, again, doing nothing. And something said, get down on your knees and show God some acknowledgement. Give Him some acknowledgement. And it just kept getting to me. It kept getting to me to the point I could not ignore it. You know how you're a leader. You're not gonna walk past a piece of paper in your front room. I mean, in your hallway on the floor, knowing that you have to walk past a trash can. You're not gonna walk past this piece of trash. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna pick it up and you're gonna throw it away, right? So it's like, yo, there's no way I'm gonna sit here and ask for blessings, and I'm not putting myself in a position to deserve the blessing. It doesn't make sense. Like, come on now. I can't sit here and be this way and tell people, yo, you need to thank God or whatever, and I'm not sitting here doing things to deserve the blessing. Straight like that. I've been drinking water. I've been exercising because I had lost my way. And you will lose your way when you're dealing with somebody that's not as saved as you are, or their salvation is not as high of a level as yours is. You will slowly lose yourself because the demons will rub off on you. All right. But we are imperfect. We're not perfect. And because we're flesh and because we pass, we're not perfect. Because we have the option, thanks to Eve, because we have the option to do evil, we're not perfect. Because perfect is only knowing good and doing good and being immortal. That's perfect. God is perfect. God is perfect. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. But Ra, I appreciate you rocking with me wholeheartedly. And I could tell you chosen because you have enough self-discipline to stay here and engage. Taha has a boundary and it is a language boundary. Taha, uh, you need to learn some English, like YouTube English. Learn some English. They have, man. I got on YouTube, and thank you for that. It's all love for real. Like I got on YouTube and started looking up this teacher, and he was a teacher of color, a man of color, teaching Arabic, and I was catching on to it. You know, I had so much good going on, yo. But when you start building yourself up like that, something's bound to happen. Something's gonna try to get in the way of that. And I'm sitting here, a man of color, knowing Arabic and Spanish. Come on now. And these people are only used to, they see us and they don't think that we know other languages. They just think that we know English because we're the English Negro. We're the American Negro. We don't know nothing. We don't know nothing. But since they done been out in another country, they all in another country with a different language and they're speaking English. And now they're about to learn Spanish. They coming over here knowing English and French. What do you think they're gonna do to these people that know less? They're gonna make money off of those people that know less, and they're gonna create. They turn them into consumers. They turn them into consumers, not business partners. And a lot of people don't think like that. So your future really is up to you. Your legacy is really up to you. You're either gonna be a part of that flock, or a flock is gonna flock to you. Do that make sense? For real. No, I'm about to get off of this thing. I got to call my daughter, and I got to teach her how to cook from the phone. All right, I'm trying to cook. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm trying to cook some neck bones, and it's a certain way I do my neck bones, and I'm trying to teach my daughter how to do it the way I do it because they come out great. And I am fasting. I am fasting, but it's the reason why I'm cooking these neck bones. Okay. All right. Even though I don't understand that what you're saying, I understand you. Oh, okay. Okay. So you didn't comprehend. You didn't comprehend. Thanks, Ra. I love you too. I don't even know who you are, but I love your restraint, your self-restraint. I love it. I do. You can email me at therealdjmonster@gmail.com. MONSTA. You just see my YouTube channel. That's how people get in contact with me. You know what I mean? And I check it. Like, I do have like subscribers emailing me and they ask me about things. You know, they check up on me. You know, and I really appreciate that wholeheartedly. I really do, and it helps me keep up with you. You know what I'm saying? And what you got going on. Because if you want me to politic about something, I can come right up here and I can politic about it. You know what I'm saying? Because what you're going through is somebody, 9.5 times out of 10, somebody else going through it too. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't teach you how to trade with crypto and stuff like that. But I can put you on the path to peace. I can bring you peace. You know what I mean? And I can do my best at releasing you from the devil's grip. All right, now I'm about to get up out of here. I appreciate all the likes. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and you can go check me out on TikTok, The Real Martrell Lane, MartrellLane, The Real Martrell Lane. You can check me out on that TikTok and see what's going on. The anointing is strong. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had to change it. I had to change it up because I saw the devil. I had to take control. Oh, I said, hold on. Now, no, I need to get back in that Bible. What am I doing? I'm starting to feel how I'm starting to feel those feelings that because God granted me peace. I'm starting to feel those, go through that again. I don't want to feel that again. Because that's what drove me back to God. You know what I'm saying? That's what drove me to Him. And at this point, I don't even have to go through the full-on feeling of that no more. I could just feel a little bit of it. And I'm on back on path. I'm back on track. That's how bad it was. I could have made the wrong decision, yo. Like, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. If it wasn't a God, there's people that would not be breathing. But because there's a God, there's a way. Straight like that. Straight like that. Read up one more. What you mean? I heard this word for you. I'm trying to tell you. I on my channel, listen, there's no more humiliating me. I've been so humiliated. I've been so this whole situation with my so humiliating. I've talked so highly about her over the years of my life, us being together, us being married, us being a family. I talked highly about her. I thought highly about her. And a smack in the face how people can find out we're no longer together. They find out what happened. The people that was doing that was against it, like that was trying to break us up and stuff like that. And it's like to them, it's like, yeah, I knew it. Cause we was doing good. I know I was taking care of my responsibilities. We wasn't driving no hoopties or nothing like that. Anything happened to the car, I fixed it. We had nice cars. We had nice houses to stay in. Like I was taking care of my business. My family looked good. And it was a lot of people that did not like that. They didn't like it at all. And they was doing everything they can to get in between us. Scroll down, I sent you another message. The new home is coming for you. Get ready to move to a new state. I'm trying. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I got to get away from here. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the. There you go. Go ahead now, Ra. Who are you, Ra? You like my spiritual sister, yo. You are like my spiritual sister for real. See that's the real brother and sister right there. That's the real brother and sister right there. And it's true, I've been trying to get out of this place because one way the devil attacks you is through the laws, it's through the system. Because in my opinion, the system is the devil. That's why the system divided us men and women. Because he tried to divide us when he started talking to Eve. And it didn't work because God took control. God took control. And he tried to undo what the serpent was trying to do. He took control. But see, but the devil came back in another way, a systematic way, an order that wasn't of God. And that's another reason why he tried to flee. He tried to get that serpent up out of here. Got to get him up out of here because ultimately he's trying to create a earth and a kind that knows only good. You know what I mean? And so now he got to do all this alternating. But the system had its own intentions with the women. And so they're dividing us. That's why the entertainers are rapping about what they're rapping about. And that's why they're putting so much money into it. Because they're trying to divide the household. And I think they're trying to get it to where there's a neighborhood full of men right here and a neighborhood full of women right here. Not knowing that they can achieve that. They may accomplish that. But at some point, there's going to be somebody born that is going to break that cycle, that's going to break those chains, that's going to know what to say. Look at after Adam and Eve was removed from the Garden of Eden, life still went on. They still had children. And Adam's son Lamech had a son named Noah. And here's Noah, someone that was different. Now I tell Iranians, you are very strong. Yes, and you have to be strong too because we know what's going on. We know what y'all going through. We know what's going on. We know why it's going on. America have us powerless. They have us powerless. As a man, I'm trying to tell you, I could sacrifice my life. I could sacrifice my life for y'all. But what does that leave my woman and my children? The system is going to attack them because of my good doing. And that's what it does. The system attacks our women and children because of our good deeds. That's what they do. And we have to sit back and let it happen. The police brutality. You feel me? I'm trying to tell you. Now I tell me, I see what's going on. I see what's going on. These folks are getting their rocks off. Symbolically, they getting their rocks off. Them Stein files. Mr. Capital T has over 4,200 money transactions within the Stein files. Over 4,200 millions of dollars. Fasting is the key. And I've been fasting. I've been working out. And I'm talking about at home like I've been doing. Like I was doing back then. And I see the difference. I'm drinking a lot of water. I'm drinking a lot of water and I'm eating less. I'm eating really, really small portions of stuff. Like when I got home yesterday, I ate a bowl of like cabbages. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bowl of cabbages. And that was it. I'm not eating pork chop, rice, macaroni, mashed potatoes, a bread bun. I'm drinking a cup of lemonade. No. Very, very small portions. And you will see. Yes, thank you. You will see how I got big. You know, I was getting checkups, right? I went to get a checkup and I weighed 245 pounds recently, like August, 245 pounds. You know, and I had short sleeve shirt on, shorts on, and tennis shoes, socks. Come on now, 245. Yeah, yeah, 245.7. I said, oh, I gotta figure something out here. You know, you know, you can eat 2 meals and man, you blow up. So I had to take control. And I realized I had healthy habits. I was about to get off, girl, but you got me talking. I had unhealthy habits, and I had to change that. And so I ended up going to jail for 3 weeks back in September, last September. And that's what broke me like a cycle. It broke it. It broke some chains off of me. And I was able to get a grip of my life, of my feelings, of my emotions, of my intentions, of my moves. And I really allowed God into my life. And just how I'm talking to you, I was doing big prayer circles in that prison, in that pod, that jail room. You know what I'm saying? I was in a pod. I was doing my prayer circles got bigger and bigger and bigger. And COs was attending. It was a lot of guys in there that didn't know how to pray. Like, and it was men, you know, and I had a chance to kind of talk with all the men. And you know me, I like a challenge. There was this one bad wolf out of everybody. He was bad. He was young. He was probably 32. But he was the one that saying, everybody. And he was in the gang too. So he's like, so we had one, two. We had about 4 showers. One shower wasn't being used because we was exercising sort of kind of in it, you know, and it just wasn't being used. It was only one shower for like people who was just not in a gang or whatever. And then the other 2 showers was for his gang member, him and his gang members. And he was being processed for unaliving. He was a bad man. He was bad. And I'm talking about, he said, all right, and I'm tell you something, y'all don't know how to do X, Y, and Z. You know, Don't even worry about it, because when you get out, we coming for you. And if we can't find you, we coming for your mama. And if we can't find your mama, we coming for your daddy. If we can't find your daddy, we coming for your kids. This is what he telling everybody in there. But he won't telling me that. He won't telling me that because when he was talking like that, I knew why he was talking like that. You know what I'm saying? It was trauma. It was trauma. And a lot of people that's like that, it's because of this, all this stuff they got pent up that they can't disperse it, yo. And they just, man, it's a lot, yo. But this is what I did. I went, all right, it was me and this older gentleman and this somewhat younger guy. And then I had a guy I used to work with. He was there. And we all was like into God. You know, we was talking about it. And there was like, Trail, go over there and take him the Bible. Right? And I was like, I'm gonna do you better. I'm gonna get him to read out of it. Yeah, I'm gonna get him to read out of it. And I also and so that was a challenge because nobody would talk to him. Nobody would deal with him because he was just, everybody was afraid of him. But in the mindset that I was in, I've been lied on by the magistrate. The magistrate lied to get me in jail. He abused his power and put me in jail for 3 weeks. And it was nothing you can do to get me out. He abused his power to get me in jail. They articulated. The police officers they all huddled up in a circle and articulated something and took me to jail. So I was at this mindset where, and I was forced to not care about my dog, not care about my house. I was so forced to just not care about none of that stuff. And I was in here with all these murderers and everything. I was in here with all these people, vulnerable. And only thing I could do was trust in God. And I did find favor as soon as I got there. And I'll talk about that later. But, so, his name was Junior. I went over there and I said, hey, you know the order of parents? Because, like, I felt like a lot of his anger had something to do with his parents. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, nah. Like, you know, he was like, nah, man. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, look, let me, like, I pointed out, and it was a scripture about basically the head and the tail. And I was reading it to him, but more so, he started reading it. And, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we was reading, we was like cooling. And so, like, when it got time for prayer, like, prayer call. So I say prayer call. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get in the circle and they wait on me. You feel me? They wait on me to kind of get there. And I got the Bible and I'm talking about the scriptures that we're reading for the day. You know what I'm saying? And one of the scriptures, I handed it to him. I said, what's the name gonna read it? Junior's gonna read it. And everybody was like, and he, you know what I'm saying? I had to teach him before we went over there. We planned. I had to teach him how to like how to go, what to say, like how to go about it. And I was like, if you feel like reading more, read more. You know what I mean? And so like he started doing it. And this is the biggest, baddest wolf in there. I promise you it was. And he wasn't muscular or nothing, but he had everybody afraid of him. Everybody was afraid of him, but I wasn't afraid of him because I'm sitting here like, man, the worst didn't happen to me already in my book. You know? These people can do anything to me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trusting in God. So like, he started reading it and he started smiling, yo. He started smiling. And when he got finished, tell me why everybody applauded him. Everybody clapped for him, yo. And you had people crying. Some of the guys was crying. And then I looked to my right. The CO was clapping. I'm sitting here like, whoa, this me step back. I said, whoa, I didn't know that it had gotten this big. You know what I'm saying? Before I came there, they was sending pastors that was homosexuals, and these guys was praying with their eyes open, and they was saying that they was healing people. They was able to heal people. And when I seen it and caught wind of that, I said, "Whoa!" I said, "How you heal somebody?" And he said, "Well, I had prayed over this man who had metal and stuff in his leg, and he woke up and he went to the doctor. You know, they couldn't find it anymore." And I was like, in my mind, I was like, I know that they have metal that dissolve. Like they put stuff in your body, it'll dissolve. You know what I'm saying? But then he went a step further and was like, anybody got any pain going on right now, your shoulder, anything? And one of the guys walked up. His name Lamar. He walked up, and Lamar was a big dude, you know what I'm saying? And he was really cool. Lamar walked up and said, I got like shoulder pain. So the dude started praying for him with his eyes open. He, you know what I'm saying? He was like, do you still feel it? And Lamar was like, yeah, it's still there. So the dude praying again, he's still praying. And he was like, is it still there? He was like, yeah, man, it's still there. He was like, well, it might go away over time. Just keep me posted. Come on, man. And so I was like, and this what kind of broke, how you say, the straw that broke the camel's back for me is when I said, there's no way I'm going to sit here and allow these people to mislead these kings in here. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the way I seen the men. These are all soldiers, you know what I'm saying? They just caught up in the system. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have people to guide them, so they made the wrong decisions. That doesn't mean that most of the decisions was decisions that they wanted to make. The first unwanted decision was a bad decision because they didn't have anybody there to help them make the right choice. So these are all knights. These are all soldiers. So that's when I started, man. I would get and I would sit at the table and I just sit there, yo, just like this. Just just like just sit there, just like this, yo. Not with not with anger in my heart or nothing, but I'm sitting here, yo. I'm just sitting here. And I made friends there. It was people that was like willing to like vent, you know what I'm saying? And I would just, okay, all right, let me just explain to you. If you knew, do you know that the story with Joseph and his brothers Reuben and them, Jacob's son Joseph and Benjamin and Reuben and all of them, how they sold Joseph to the Israelite to either the Ishmaelites or the Israelites. I think it was the Ishmaelites, but to Egypt. And Joseph found favor in Egypt. But what happened was the Pharaoh's wife was trying to lay with Joseph, and Joseph didn't want to lay with her. And what happened was she grabbed Joseph by his clothing, and when he snatched away, it pulled it all off because it was like all one piece sort of kind of, and it pulled it off. And while he was running like they seen him naked or whatever. The wife had told everybody that he was trying to sleep with her, and so the Pharaoh believed his wife and put Joseph in prison for 2 years. So while he was in prison, Joseph was interpreting dreams. That's why his brothers did not like him, because he had dreams. So it was like that. These guys was telling me things, and I was interpreting it for them, and I didn't. It wasn't. I wasn't asking them, "Am I right?" or nothing like that. They was telling me that I was right, and they was telling people to come and talk to me. I mean, and there's a difference. Like, you can tell who deserved to be there, but we had so much God flowing in there that we witnessed a man come in, a young man come in, and he was he was furious. It's like from the time he got in there, we watched him sit down, and it's like he just couldn't sit still. He just could not sit still. And so the older man of the block, he had gray hair. Older man came and he said, "You see, he can't. He said we can't. He can't stay in here." He was like, you see what the power of God doing to him?" And we watched him go from just a little something to just rage, and he would not stop until they came and got him. And and the power of God pushed it all out, pushed it all out. I'm talking about the guys. Everybody in there was happy, yo. Like once that man left in a way, once he got up out of there, the energy shifted, and everybody was happy, yo. It was like a family in there, and everybody was like, I just couldn't believe it. Yes, yes, God is so awesome, and it takes just one, but not one time did I feel unsafe. I did not feel in danger, not one time, not one time. So the pod started filling up. The pod started filling up, and they moved me and a couple of like other people out into the other pod because the other pod didn't have that many people there. Um, Plus, that pod I was in was for it was for processing of those major crimes. You know what I'm saying? Not one time did I feel in danger or nothing. You know, crazy enough, my cousin who owns his own plumbing services, the county hired him to come and unclog the toilets. And I said, "Is that that's my cousin?" So how in this particular time, I run into my cousin. I always run into him. You know, I had a job that I worked at. The job called his company to come unclog the toilets at the job. Crazy, right? So here it is, my cousin again, my cousin Fat. Here it is, him again. He always rock a Bluetooth. Here it is. He coming in and saw me in there. Crazy. But they moved me and some other people to another pod or whatever. So I'm just sitting there. Again, I'm just sitting there, and one guy came to me. He had the daily bread, and he said, "Can you tell me like what this mean?" And I was telling him, you know what I'm saying? I was just telling him what I think it mean. You know, I was like, "Listen, I'm not no minister or nothing. I could just kind of give you my idea on what this mean or whatever." You know, clarified a couple things, and he was like, "Man, I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you." So like, you know, I was like, "Hey man, you're welcome." You know, lunch came, dinner came, however you want to call it. Everybody kind of settled down. It's a lot more older people in this one. Um, and I chose a corner. I chose a corner to where it's a wall right here and it's a wall right here, but I can see everybody. That's why I put my little bed. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want nobody around me. You know what I'm saying? Because I still have to be on my p's and q's. But I did have like a couple people that was rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? That I felt comfortable enough to where I didn't necessarily have to like keep an eye on them. You know what I'm saying? Because they was young. We all played cards every day. We all played checkers every day. We politicked every day. You know what I'm saying? Like that. You feel me? Um, and some a person came. I think it was like a pastor or something. He came and he passed out like 2 or 3 Bibles. And this is when at this point he gave one of my homies a Bible, a really thick Bible, because my homie was going to prison. He was going to prison for that was like his third DWI. And he was young. He was like 27. And he was going to prison for a year. So they gave him a really thick Bible. It was an international Bible. So while he like out there politicking with everybody, kicking it with everybody, you know, Like we all be working out and stuff. I was kind of cooling, and I started reading his Bible. That's when I started reading out loud. Like I started personally reading the Bible out loud. And I had this old man come to me, and he said, um, "I hear you over here reading the Bible, man. Do you even know what you're reading?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "I know what I'm reading." And I'm reading out loud. I'm not reading to myself. I'm reading out loud because the Spirit was telling me that read it out loud because we're in here. We got time. And people do pretty much anything to kill time. And what's wrong with reading, being someone's reader? What's wrong with reading out loud so whoever's laying down and can't sleep, they can listen to you read this Bible? You know what I'm saying? Because you never know who's listening, and you never know who needs to listen. So boom, I started reading the Bible out loud. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started reading the Bible out loud, and I incorporated that. And I also incorporated a habit. I get up in the morning when, especially I started this at the other pod, but I get up in the morning because those lights are so bright, they're penetrating. They're penetrating. They're so bright that even if you're asleep, when the lights come on, you can see them through your eyelids. But I would go ahead, get up, I start cleaning up. Me and like a couple other guys, we'll start cleaning up, wiping tables off, mopping the floors, cleaning the showers. You know what I'm saying? I do my workout. You know what I mean? I do my workout. And we'll just basically wait on food, wait on breakfast. And I did this every single day, and I incorporated that routine to my home life. Once I got out of jail and I got home, I get up in the morning, mop my floors, I turn my phone and stuff off, I read the Bible, I pray out the Bible, then I start doing my workouts. Then after my workouts, I eat my 2 salads. You know what I'm saying? And then I eat my fruit, my watermelon. And then I turn my phone back on, and then that's when I start my day. And it'll be around like, when I start my day, it'll be around like 11:30. That's when like my day, I officially start my day, to where somebody call, I'm gonna answer the phone. If somebody stop by, I'm gonna entertain it. That's a healthy routine. And so I strayed away from that. And it showed. I started to gain weight. It showed. You know? And so now I'm steering back to it, and I want people to go with me. I want people to feel how I feel. I felt reborn. I felt delivered. Fulfilling. And this time I want to take people with me. I want to be the one who grant people peace too. People can come to my live, they can come to my YouTube, they can go to my TikTok live, they can reach me at therealdjmonster@gmail.com, and they can talk to me, and I can give them that peace. I can let that subside. Man's came in here and said his girlfriend broke up with him. I know he going through it. One thing about a man is that when he chooses you, he chooses you. And if you're not choosing him all the way, it's going to bring him down. It's going to break him, yo. He's not going to admit that it's going to break him, but it's going to break him. And hurt people hurt people. That's true facts. That's true facts. I'm not over my ex. I'm just going to keep it hot. I'm not over my ex. I still have feelings for her. Like, I'm still in love with her. You know what I'm saying? And I tried moving on. It's just not going to work. So I have to take control of my life and take control of everything that I have control over. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. And I'm putting God first. So all of that can subside. That's just true facts. It's me being straight truthful with you. Now, I got to get out of here and go. I got to charge my phone up because I done talked my battery life down. I got to prepare my paint station, my gel station for tonight. I have a lot to do tonight, but it's not going to take me long, but it's still a lot to do. I appreciate you, Rob. Wholehearted. I'm glad that I met you. I appreciate you for rocking with me. Hopefully, God, I don't even say hopefully no more. God willing, what I said, you can take something from it and you can apply it. You know what I mean? You can apply it. And I'm going to do my best at bringing the word of God to you guys I'm gonna read this Bible to you, and we're just gonna try to get through it the best way we can. For real. Thank you so much. But it's the real DJ Monster, and we